Hello, it's Tony here, and this module in the Getting Started framework is the Return on Investment Calculator. This is a tool that can be used at this particular point when you've been through a process to identify that there are two or three processes that you believe are going to be getting some return on investment. So you want to validate that in some structured way, and that's what this tool is about. It's about that structured validation of a business, of a potential automation solution. Now, this also can be used in the converse way, where you might have, if you're a business leader like in IT or a department leader, and you have people on your team that are saying, you know what, this process should be automated, there's lots of returns here. It's a way of validating that to see whether that is actually true. So it's a tool for looking at whether you can move forward, but also one of whether it's to check whether there is a there is a good way of looking at it. So let's have a look. It's all about return on investment. If you've got a lot of ideas that you're trying to brainstorm around how to get down to a handful to analyze, we have a tool called Priority Matrix. That's in the preview. That's in this section. Check that out. This tool is used to measure potential return on investment when you have between 1 and 3 processes that you want to look at in a bit more detail. So the tool is a spreadsheet. It is this spreadsheet here. I love a good spreadsheet. This spreadsheet is, it has a few tabs in it. This first tab is just a reminder of the priority matrix. Check out the previous video for how to use this. But then you have this three-step process. This three-step process for analyzing these processes. The first thing is you want to define the strategy. So you want to make sure that you're aligned with whoever you're talking to about the automations as to what the overall aim is of introducing automation into the business. So it might be that this is all about saving money and time, and actually, you know what, this is actually a big driver. It might be 60% of it on that. And then the rest of it, you know, that's 10, that's 0, and that's 10. So you get to, so what you do is you work out what these are examples here. If you want more benefits of automation, check out the video called Ideas Canvas. I talk about a lot of benefits you can get from automation. And you can define those here in your strategic priorities. And then you weight them. You give them a weighting. These weightings come into effect later on, and I'll show you where they come into effect. But this example might be all around the dollars and the and saving time. So then we look at the metrics. Now here you've got here's an example that's pre-filled on the spreadsheet for you to look at, and you give the process a name. You then have a look at the percent of tasks that can be automated, how long it takes, how many times per month, day, whatever that is. This here is a calculated field. No need to do anything in this field. So you fill in these first. All the white ones are the ones that you tend to fill in. Then you plug in of the people that are doing this process. Actually, just a couple of notes on this section here. There may be, like, this is very much you can get as scientific as you like with this particular process, this calculator. It often works best with sort of finger in the air estimates. And often there is more than one person involved in a business process. So what I tend to do is say, on average, of all the people in the process, how many minutes per does it take for that process to be completed? And again, like an average number for the pay. Now, if you've got someone that's on $40 an hour doing 80% of the process and someone on $100 an hour doing 20% of the process, you can get quite strategic and calculate a good number for this. So it really depends on how scientific you want to get on getting to these numbers, or you can just do it as a rough finger in the air. But you know, it's about getting some sort of idea of these numbers is great. Then what you do is you then go down to this section here, and you'll see that these here correlate to the values that you entered in here. So what this is about is measuring this process around the strategic objectives. Now, for the dollars and hours, you've got those down here. What we're calculating here is a strategic alignment number. And that strategic alignment number is how does it align with the things that aren't money, with the things down here. So maybe it's this one, maybe it's this one here. Actually, it's not mission critical. Morale, yeah, it will improve morale a lot. There's no new value models here, and there's no compliance issue here. Now, what we can see here by choosing these, the strategic alignment on everything other than dollars, the strategic alignment's quite low. However, the dollars are quite high, so it is worth proceeding. It just gives you that additional metric to look at in terms of the strategy of implementing automation. You can then plug in a how easy or hard is it to automate. In the Pro Matrix video, we go through certain vectors to think around that. So then you end up with this priority section. And this is where you've got the metrics around, okay, is it worthwhile moving forward? Or what benefits are we going to actually get? Well, this one is 35% aligned. It's actually good numbers coming back, depending on the size of the organization, obviously, but this looks like good numbers coming back. Saves a lot of hours that we can repurpose in the team. And then you start look at the cost. So this is the benefit. Okay, well, how much is it going to cost? So implementation's around $40,000 for this particular process, and the licensing is calculated from this tab. So you go to the licensing tab and you plug in the licenses that you're going to need for that process, and we can help you with this. Give us a call. We can absolutely help you with this at the right time. So you've got to that state here. Let's do one as an example. So let's say we have a membership organization, and every year they have to do a particular member check. Maybe they have to go to certain websites and do some checking or updating of something. I'm not sure what it is, but let's just say it's a member check. And we know that 90% of that can be automated. Now they do it every year, but it actually takes 45 minutes per member to do. So it's like a big thing that takes a month or so. They do it every year. And they've got 500 members. Now why isn't that calculating? So that means that, actually I cleared it out on a last example. So that means that happens. So this is auto calculated 1.9 times a day on average. That's what it works out at. Now the average person of someone doing this, it needs our consultants to do it, and they're paid quite well, maybe $50 an hour, something like that. Now in terms of repurposed resources, yes, these people have a lot on their plate already. That's very strategic aligned there. Error reduction, yet people make errors. It is mission critical. It's a key value thing of our service. The morale will be greatly improved because these people moan quite a lot and they've got to do it every year. New value models, not really, and there's no regulatory compliance on it. And it's actually medium to automate. So you've plugged in these numbers here, and you can see that $16,000 annually, it saves 338 hours annually. Now, you could call us at this point and say, hey, we've got this process, let's talk about it. We want to work out the licensing and the implementation costs. So say we get to an implementation cost of 26,000, and the licensing, maybe it needs some unattended robots to do some work, and that's it. It just needs that. Maybe have a power app for 3 users to do some validation, stuff like that. So then we go back to the metrics. Now we can see here that there's only a 3-year return on investment. It's 2,876. There's still a return on investment over 3 years, and it takes 18 months to get the implementation feedback. This might, but let's say it was 600 times. You've got 600 members. Actually, the return on investment's getting better. If your plan is to grow to 1,000 members, then actually, you know what, you need to do it now, because in 3 years' time, you might need these people to help you grow to 1,000 users, right? To 1,000 members. So there's ways of looking at this. But let's say you've only got 200 members, and these people are pestering you to say, hey, we need this automated, and you've got no plans to grow. You want to just, keep with the 200. Then there's no there. So you can go back to them and say, actually, you know what, it's not worth the investment. We just have to work out a different way of humans doing it. Maybe hire temps or something like that. So it gives you these metrics to then have a good play around with various scenarios and have these quality conversations. It all comes back to this quality conversation. How we can help is you can, if you fill these in and you're struggling with these two numbers down here, implementation cost could be internal or external. You need to measure that, like someone doing it internally or someone doing it externally. That's what number needs to go in there. If you're struggling with that number and you've got these filled in and you're struggling with these two bits down here, we can help you for a fixed price. We have a validation workshop that we can go through this with you. It's a low fixed price, less than $5,000, and we can go through that with you. So that's the return on investment. And this series, this Getting Started framework, it's all around the quality of conversation. And hopefully this spreadsheet will allow you to have quality conversations around very specific automation opportunities in your business that will lead to better decisions, lead to better actions, and of course, that what we're aiming for is a better performing business that delivers more for your team and your client, has a bigger impact on your communities. Thank you so much for watching this module and for engaging in the series. If you have any questions whatsoever, the little speech bubble is on this page and you can chat to us at any point. Please reach out with any feedback or any suggestions. Thank you so much. Catch you on the next one.